All right. So, oh my god.
Yep, and there we go.
So, I'm wondering if, well, you took that guard's lance, he can't kill you now.
No, he's also sleeping.
Guard sleeping? What? I guess they didn't ever, well, I guess it was witchcraft to think of guard rotation. What happened to the guy who was swimming?
He's probably dead.
Probably
That's
dead.
a reasonable assumption. We took his clothes and hid him somewhere else, so... Yes.
You have a plastic bag full of water.
Plastic bag full of water that we need to solve a puzzle.
How, wait, is this like a Ziploc bag or like a...
A regular plastic bag that we took from a garbage can. Again, didn't have enough to put the name I wanted in there. Are you ready for this? Because yes, we have a plastic bag full of water. And we can't get into that monk's place because it's guarded by a wolf.
Is a plastic bag of water the wolf's one weakness?
Funny you should mention that. Use bag full on wolf. And, oh wait, we have to go a little closer. And because it's a time puzzle, the bag of water leaked out. So now it's just a plastic bag again. And normally we'd have to go back and refill it, except that I left a save file there.
Really?
It's a timed puzzle!
Oh my god. So let me guess, you have what, like 3, maybe like 15 seconds?
I think you have like 30 seconds. I'm not sure. I didn't time it. I could probably go back and look at the video to see how long it is, but I just can't be fucked, to be honest. And so we throw the bag at him. It almost screws me over a second time because you have to get really right up next to him. But if you get too close, he kills you.
Yeah, he's a big dog.
And I throw it. Surprise! It was a robot wolf.
He was. Wait, what?
Yes, we threw a bag of water to kill a robot wolf.
See, that's kind of strange because, you know, what happens to, like, weatherproofing their robot animals? It must really suck when it rains in the Middle Ages.
Just a bit. I think I'm going to have a little drinky now. Like it's... Oh, and then this puzzle happened.
Do you have to follow them?
Well, well, yes, you do. Again, you figured that out pretty quick. Yes.
You're dead.
So the trick is for this game, or this particular area, you have to follow them exact path that they take, using, again, the really shitty mouse click movement. And if you go too far out of the pattern, they just, like, home in on you and beat you to death. And it took me ages to figure this out when I first played the game back in the day, because I thought, oh, bright glowing light in the middle of the room. Yeah, see, that's how much leeway you have to get it right.
Wow.
But I thought you had to go into the middle of the room for the longest time, because, like, oh, glowing thing, let's go towards that. And so I just tried to, like, sprint straight there when they weren't near, and that just never seemed to work.
Sprint straight there in a game where that's your movement speed right there. A line of 3 people.
Yeah, so what you have to do, all the way to the wall, cuddle, like, all the way up next to it. Yeah, that's an example of the awful mouse click. Like, you can't click in an area and he'll go straight there, direct line. He'll just go, he'll wander off and then wander back, and then, yeah. It's bad.
Okay. Operating the door. And let me guess, you can't, like, walk into them. You have to be at the back of the line.
You can walk into them. Oh, too late.
Too late. Man, they seem to have sped up their game.
Specifically, yeah. There are some really bullshitty parts in this game. This is like one of like many. Because there's another area you need to play a really stupid, like, shooting people minigame. That's going to take us ages. There's another one where you have to do... Like, the very end of the game, and this is what I'm talking about with time puzzles, the very end of the game is a maze. And you have a 6-minute time limit to get in and out of the maze.
I think he's gonna fail.
Not this time, I don't think, because I learned to, like, use very, very short clicks and be very, very specific on where I want him to go. And, like, so, and he does finally seem to figure it out. Yes, so we need to go into this room here, I believe, first. Because there's a guy here who's going to ask us to go and get him some chickapok. Because he's an alien. That's the trick. He's an alien, and he's using a made-up word.
Some chickapok. Maybe is that supposed to really be chicken?
We have no idea. Yes, that's me. I didn't. It was really, the keys stuck really bad when like I tried to type stuff into
He's
the
gonna
save
roast
thing.
your Grabox.
My gray box, yes.
I wonder what a Grabox is. I mean,
I don't know. I got blow. I stopped giving a fuck at chickapok, man. Oh, and there's the click. I think it happens like 3 times before I managed to get back out into the room.
Grabox. I mean, you know, what else do you grab onto that sounds like an ox?
A box?
A buttocks. So, you know.
A cox?
You definitely, shouldn't just grab cocks. I mean, that's fucking rude.
Well, unless, you know...
Grab ass. I was going for grab ass.
Grab ass?
Grab ass
I think that's a different
what we
thing.
were looking for. Have a good time playing.
Oh yes, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on a portion of the wall and can't get into the door, so I have to go way out and back in. I have to freaking boomerang it.
I think we found the Holy Grail, unless that's chickapok.
That's the goblet we have to use to grab the chickapok. We're not actually going to grab chickapok because we don't know what it is. Instead, we're just going to grab him a glass of wine.
There he goes.
A glass of I was trying to like, what is that like wine that like made by monk, like the Frank Con something, Frank Kelly?
I don't know.
I really wish I knew what it was. I don't drink wine. I'm not a wine drinker. I drink beer and scotch.
I'm a whiskey man myself.
Yeah, I like myself a good whiskey.
Yeah. Wine is for married people. Like literally, all of my married friends are like, "Oh, we love wine," and I'm like, "I'm glad you guys like smashed grape juice."
Well, that's the thing, guy. My theory is guys don't actually like wine, but women really love wine, and so married men will drink wine because it's the only alcoholic beverage they can consume with their wives. And she makes them give up drinking pretty much anything else. But I could be wrong about that. I'm not actually married myself, so this is all speculation.
I think we have found the chickapok. Watch that torch, since it's moving, is probably an item.
It's not, actually. It's just they animated the background. Again, very nice background, though.
Yeah.
Props again to Eric Chahi for some really nice designs.
The pixelation of the art style kind of reminds me of like older Castlevania.
It does a bit, yeah. At least this part of the game. Later on, you start getting into like the alien spaceship and thing. I mean, like honestly, the bits of like texture on the floor look really nice, and like the walls and stuff, like the way it fades kind of up and down and everything.
Like they actually took like time to do it all like that. So even though those guys like spot at you, you're good.
So we give him the cup of wine, and he says a bunch of other made-up words. Yes, and he falls over super drunk off of a sip of a glass of wine.
Hey man, the wine and alcohol of like, and even the beer and the ale of back in the day was like super potent. So, I mean,
Still, it seems
that's
like
why they did stupid things like go to war and make sacrifices to different gods.
But still, like if you're a monk and you make wine, you can't take a single sip of your own product without literally passing out drunk.
They're also aliens.
Well, yes, that's kind of the other thing, is they're meant to be aliens.
Oh, I was thinking maybe he's going back into the room to check that bookcase.
Well, I do. I think I actually have to go back. I think I actually have to go back into the room because there's something in there you need. There's something by the bed.
Probably another time machine.
No, there's actually not another time machine. In fact,
I'm just going on from like the first thingamajigger.
Right, the random time machine hidden behind the wall of your boss, which implies he's in on it. I don't know. Why was there a time machine in the room of your boss?
Unless they're just like really crafty aliens.
Maybe your boss is an alien too, I don't know.
Which is why he played like dumb jokes on you.
Yeah, and they caught me, but if you manage to make it out of the room before they like home in on you, you can just like get away.
Hey man, that's like it's like sneaking mission 101. Just
Nice.
leave the room, you'll be okay.
Yeah, the alarms won't keep going off. They'll completely forget about you the second you're gone.
Exactly. Unless they have like Fallout logic where, you know, you kill somebody, huh? It's just the wind.
That was the weird thing about Fallout, and I think I showed it off in Fallout New Vegas. If you kill somebody and nobody sees you do it, it could be a member of a friendly, like a faction that you're like in their base. Like if you go to Camp McCarran and like kill one of the NCR when they're not looking, you can loot their body, you can pick their body up and throw it off of things. Nobody cares once they're dead, as long as nobody sees you do it. Even if it's very obvious you did it. Which, granted, is still better than, like, you know, some of the more recent Fallouts or Skyrim, where, like, you try to kill somebody, completely silent stealth kill, and no matter what you do, everyone's just alerted the very second you do it.
Yeah, pretty much. Unlike with, like, Skyrim, like, you know, you shoot somebody in the face and you don't kill them, and but you're stealthed out, and then you manage to hide, they'll just be like, huh, I guess it was just the wind.
Yeah.
Because the wind will take arrows to the face. Now, you want to play a game where the alerts don't go down, where if they find or discover that their friends are dead, or if they're not in their positions, you play Metal Gear Solid 5, fan opinion.
Well, a lot of the Metal Gear Solid games actually do that. Metal Gear Solid 1 did quite a bit as well.
They would raise the alert status, but you would particularly, they wouldn't care.
Well, I know, like, Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 3, I believe. I can't remember if 2 does it. But if you leave the area and there's an alert, the alert stays on until, like, you can find a place to hide.
Yeah.
Which I kind of liked. Now, if you're wondering why I had to go back into that room, it's because I forgot I had to actually loot the cabinet, and there was something in there we needed to go into the next area. Because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able... I mean, it wouldn't be an automatic failure. It wouldn't be like a dead man walking thing, but we need it to actually, you know, rescue the princess.
Yeah.
Or slash whatever the hell she is.
So why are you back in the wine room here?
Because, well, funny story. Funny you should mention that. If we use a remote control device on a barrel, a secret door!
I love it.
And now we're in another computer room.
Wonder what they were doing with the king's daughter. Were they trying to clone her?
Dude, I don't frickin' know what they were doing with her. She's just here.
Jickabox. Grab ox.
Yes, grab her ox. I'm sure she won't mind.
Yes, take hero. Take hero. I like how he's like, I find it difficult, and not a glass capsule.
Yes, that's another thing we need for... can't remember where we even use it. I think we use it much, much later near the end of the game. And again, it's another one of those things that, if you don't have it, guess what? Because we changed time periods 2 more times. Releasing the beautiful Lana. And yes, those really are her tits.
She had huge tracts of land. Monty Python.
Oh my word. So yeah, now she's going to type a bunch of stuff on the keyboard.
Their Scoresum is ready.
Whatever Scoresum is.
I'm just... Maybe it's like their dinner. That's actually a microwave. The whole thing explodes. Points the pendant at you and...
Turns out the pendant is used for teleportation.
And those Grabaks they're all dead. Look at the king. Yep. You can tell he's worried because he is pacing in circles. Any moment now.
Yep. And we reunite her with her father.
You know, what's really bad is that her name is Anal. Spelled backwards. I think
I never even realized that.
I'm the only one that is probably, like, you know. Yeah. Which is what the premise of this game seems to be. Anal.
Well, the premise of this game is we don't really have one. We were a window washer like 20 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden we're in the Middle Ages, like, fighting aliens, kind of. Trying to fight our own incompetence for the most part.
Not technically fighting aliens. It seems like you're just partying with the aliens. I mean, you stole their girl, and you got the one, like, super fucking drunk, And that seems, it seems like a good time for these aliens.
Hid their remote control.
Yeah, right? Well, she also did say that the thing would blow them up, right? So they're probably, like, completely dead.
For your era... Oh, yes, turns out these guys are actually from the future. The 41st century, to be specific. And the real nobleman and his daughter are right there. And apparently they just use, like, body or face-changing devices. Or they just look like them naturally, which, again, is another surprising... Yeah, there it is. Croutons. No, Krugons.
How could you even, like, mess those up?
Because they're French and it's a joke and it's funny.
And because the main hero guy is a retard.
Yeah.
Not
later on he starts correcting other people who call them croutons.
Not downplaying, special needs people, but this guy's definitely a retard.
So you do see what I'm talking about with that, like just the weird decisions he's making so far, and the fact that he bellows every time he finds a thing. And gets weirdly serious anytime he remotely smells a quest. Yes, now they need to figure out what to do with me.
Supreme Council, that sounds like some Star Wars bullshit.
That's a real thing, the Supreme Council. And by real, we mean it totally is because we made it up. And then made it a thing.
I like how her new name is, like, instead of being Lana, it's like Loanne. It's like, oh yeah, let's just add an extra N and an O. We got you.
And then take out one of the A's.
Yeah, it's like, we got you.
Close enough.
I mean, her name couldn't be like Rebecca.
And yep, now he's going to hand us our new outfit. And this is the outfit we're going to be wearing for the rest of the game.
In order to change outfits, you have to go to the changing room.
Or just hide behind a thing so they can swap the sprite without you noticing. And that's us now.
It looks like you're wearing, like, a jumpsuit.
Basically,
yeah.
I'm more concerned with what's going on in his crotch area, as you'll notice. Like, when he teleports in, yeah, there's a weird thing by his crotch. And apparently her teleported in the center here. And we're going to save it. Because, of course, there's a lot of death in this area. A lot of death and a lot of chances to forget stuff. Again, the key's stuck a lot. The really depressing thing about the save files is they only allow you for, like, 8 on Future Wars. And I end up running out after a while, despite the fact I have a lot more creative names I want to use.
Dude, man, I love the MIDI files. MIDI music.
Oh man, yeah, like that's the entire audio of this game. And again,
it's a different color thing. Examine it.
Yes, if it doesn't look like it's part of the background environment. So in other words, if rather than looking like a well-designed, well-textured environment piece, it looks like a shitty little whatever the fuck, like that, like a rectangle.
And it's blue, it's not red, so
yeah, so it's probably a thing we're going to need. Oh yes, and you can actually walk around along the bottom. You can't walk past that area because it's rock wall. But if you walk along the bottom where you can't freaking see anything, you can then go up and grab the thing. And I don't even remember what that is. I think it's... Oh, it's a box. A little metal box with fuses in it.
It was a different time, man. This is how people thought.
Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't, like, try to examine the sun and, like, blind your character.
I don't even know if you can. I don't even know if they made the sun an actual object.
It would be kind of hilarious.
Yes, now we have to operate the manhole cover. By the way, that was a manhole cover. And now we're in the sewers.
In the sewers. Ben, have you seen the Hulu series Future Man yet?
I have not.
Alright, then I shouldn't make any jokes about it because it is pretty amazing. Essentially, all the people in the future and Future Man, they live in the sewers.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
Now, see that little thing that looks like a Tetris block right there on the pipe?
Yes, that is a thing.
That is a thing. It's a tap.
Oh, it's a... Wait.
And not a water tap, it's a gas tap.
Ew.
In the sewers. And we have to use it to fill our blowtorch. Otherwise, when we need to use the blowtorch...
Nothing comes out.
No, yeah, it just won't work.
Huh.
And I
To
think
me, it just looks like some like slime dripping off the pipes.
does, and that screwed me over for the longest time trying to figure that out because it just looked like, oh yeah, it's part of the wall is oozing or part of the pipe is oozing. There's stuff dripping out of it.
Yeah, how are we supposed to know that it's actually a gas line? I mean,
Trial and error.
I mean,
And the thing that always gets me about these old point-and-click adventure games is there's walkthroughs for them, but like they don't necessarily use a strategy guide. Like people actually figured this stuff out, and I have no idea how. Like, how would you ever know you're supposed to like find a blowtorch, fill it from a gas pipe, and use it to kill a monster? Which is what we're gonna do with it.
it's that, and also traversing the sewer area like with perfect ease,
Right.
just like he's doing right now.
I mean, really, for the most part, there's only one way to go. So yeah, there it is. A weird, like, octopus monster thing. And if you get too close to it, it kills you. So we're just going to blast it with a blowtorch and kill it.
Muta octopus.
Yes, they just made the joke of that they're croutons as well.
Oh my god. You know, you live in the future and you still don't get their name right. Paris 4.
Yes, Paris 4. Little ambitious of you there, France.
So, are they assuming that there are 3 different Parises, or is this like the 4th iteration of Paris after it's been like blown to smithereens? And he's just going to leave this family in the sewers.
Maybe that's where they live. Who are you to judge?
The passage. Why would anybody want to live in a sewer with a muta octopus? I mean,
I don't know. Cheaper for rent? So, yeah, now we've we've time traveled to the future. Oh yeah, the manhole cover's gone, by the way.
yeah, dematerialized. Like, I mean, that I guess it's a thing for the future. You know,
It's future. We
keep your
future
road
tech.
keep your roads safer by just dematerializing like the manhole covers. Oh, if you need to go downstairs.
Yeah,
Dude,
basically.
he still has the lance.
Yes, and we had to cover up the camera with using the lance in order to get into this little subway area.
Because they weren't just watching a camera zone beforehand, huh?
I think it's meant to be like a sensor.
Okay.
I don't know.
Then why would the door open?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it shares the same problem that Star Wars has. You know, you shoot the electronic lock and the door automatically opens.
Yeah, somehow. So yeah, there is a coin in the coin slot. We're now going to use it on the newspaper machine. Or like on a hole of the newspaper machine. Because we need the newspaper.
They still have paper in the future?
Yes, apparently. And not only do they have paper, we need to... Yeah, you need to use it on the coin slot, which I'll figure out in a minute. Which is a little thing in the lower left. That. Or wait, that's coin collector. There's a coin slot somewhere. This is me trying to find it.
Is it like the one little pixel? Like
Me
on
throwing
the
a little
side?
bit of a mini tantrum because I can't find it.
Uh,
Like, where's the damn slot? There it is. Yes, the 2-pixel coin slot. Oh, by the way, you have to do that twice because the first time it doesn't work for reasons.
Is the subway on like a time thing, or is it just whenever? you
It's
put
timed, and if it leaves without you, game over. So I start panicking here a little bit, but I managed to use the coin a bit faster here this time. And it works the second time, and we get the newspaper, which tells us it's July 16th, 4315, and the Krugons are dicks.
Well, at least it's like 4316 and not like 2017, like Marty McFly.
Marty McFly was 2015.
Yeah, 2015. Excuse me.
And a lot of stuff they predicted came true. The Cubs ended up winning the World Series. Not in 15, but in 16 they did.
Yeah. We did kind of get hoverboards.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, that one Australian guy's working on it.
We didn't get flying cars, which I'm really depressed about.
Yeah, well, what you gonna do? Everybody's too obsessed with with the new cell phone.
Yeah.
Next to your cell phone will be better. You can take pictures by just yelling at your phone.
So the objective here, we need to get up on the little thing. We need to get onto a plane. And in order to do that, we need to distract 2 people. There's a guy guarding the entrance of the plane. We have to distract him by using these fuses to turn on a TV. And then, I think we'll see it in a minute here when I go back upstairs. Yes, TV's turned on. He's distracted now. And now we just have to go up there when she's not looking at us. And the way we do that is she's a woman, so she does her makeup. Like, see? That's her looking in a mirror. That's her doing... Yep, her doing her makeup.
And she doesn't look away at all. Look at this guy. He's probably watching, like, future, like, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Is this how the planes are? Or is it just showing you the inside of the plane?
Well, notice the plane is facing that way to the right? And the seats are all facing to the left. And all the windows look like the Adobe Flash logo.
Nice.
Now, watch this part. This part's kind of amazing. Because it's facing to the right. And then, vertical takeoff and landing. And off it goes.
France, people. France.
France would try to make a plane like this. It seems like they would.
Especially with, like, the huge cutout.
The huge hole in the side of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're just begging for problems at that point.
It's pure aesthetics, people. Pure aesthetics. I guess that's why there's only, like, 2 people. They could only afford 2 seatbelts.
Yeah, the rest are just falling apart. You kind of have to, like, vacuum seal yourself into the seat so that you don't get sucked out of the plane. Wait, what's this? What's happening? Oh no, there's a thing above us. Could it be the bad guys? Could it be the aliens? Wait, watch this. Any day you're ready, past Ben. What am I doing? I don't know what's going on. There we go. Okay, watch this. And he just jumps out of the plane.
He's just like, I'll take my chances with, gravity.
Yeah, I'd rather fight gravity than the Krugons. They're terrifying. Which is weird because in a minute we basically take out a whole bunch of Krugons by sheer stupidity. Anyway, this is where we needed the capsule, as well as the newspaper. And if you don't have it, then you won't actually die here. Like, no matter how much time passes, you don't actually die. You just can't continue. Because what we need to do is, first of all, we need to use... What item? I think it's... I'm trying to remember what item we need to... We need to use a thing... We need to use the key on the air duct. The key from the very beginning of the game we used to, like, open those drawers is now still a plot critical item.
Has it always been in your inventory?
Yeah, it's been in every time I've opened it.
Huh.
And we throw the gas capsule in. Oh, it drifted back into the room and suffocated us. Game over.